Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
Well, good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Memorial Day weekend. After some thunder boomers this morning that were under the severe threshold, we got through the day pretty much rain-free today so far. And tomorrow is the day that we're on here to kind of talk about. That doesn't mean that we're at a 0% chance of severe weather today, but it does not look as likely. But tomorrow, during the day, possibilities, and especially in the late evening and overnight hours. So let's kind of dive in and take a look at some of the information that we have for you here. And this is from the National Weather Service. There was a briefing earlier today, and some of the information that was discussed were some of the models that are showing some morning and afternoon storm possibilities. So if that were to be the case, then it could get interesting in terms of the possibilities of severe weather that we have out there for you. So we'll kind of take a look at that here in just a few. Also, if any of the daytime storms do develop, they could contain damaging winds, hail, and heavy rainfall as well. So we want to make sure that we are up to date on what we can expect here with our weather possibilities here today. So regardless, tomorrow, whether it's morning, evening, whatever the time may be, any of the storms, the atmosphere is going to be conducive to that possibly putting up some severe weather. So we've got to be very careful of that tomorrow and just be on the lookout that that is a definite possibility. All right, so what are the risk areas tomorrow? You can see Rutherford County is kind of split in half. The northern half in a level 3 and the southern half a level 2. What does that mean exactly? Well, that's the Storm Prediction Center, and they put out information in terms of what they think could be the possibilities of severe weather in any given area and what those risks could be. And in doing so, they put a risk area together in terms of the level of severity they think the storms could be. Level 3, level 2, any of that can contain damaging straight line winds, hail, can contain even tornadoes. You can get tornadoes even in a level 2. So I don't want you to get caught up on this dividing line and say, well, I'm south of Murfreesboro. I don't really have to deal with as severe of weather as maybe the Smyrna-Laverne area. That's not the case. So just so we can pick out Rutherford County, here's Rutherford County on this map, and you can see a level 3 or a level 2. Would not be surprised that with an update, we don't see that change. It could go a little further south. Maybe it goes a little further north. I don't really suspect that it would go a little further north. I do think that this enhanced risk could be extended a little further southward, but we'll just have to see in time. This is what we have today, and the reason for doing the video today is to get the information out to you so you can tell those that aren't weather nerds like you are, hey, we've got severe weather possibilities coming up Sunday and Sunday night into early Monday morning. The reason being a holiday weekend, people are not as quite into attached to information. So it'll be good to get that. So what to expect: strong to severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds, large hail, tornadoes, and flash flooding. Haven't talked a whole lot about that. Some areas received a lot more rain than we have recently, but we could have storms kind of move over the same areas and give us some flooding rains. Now, mid-morning through the afternoon, the possibility of storms, then late evening into the overnight hours. And we've got a couple of different models that show us a couple of different things. So we'll kind of talk about those risks and what we expect from those. This is from the Storm Prediction Center, the specific threat outlooks. All this means is the higher risk for tornadoes, the National Weather Service believes, it's on this last one here, would be in an area to the north and west. Okay. That is an area that is in a 10 to 14% chance, and it's got that black dashing in that. That's a hatched area, which would mean the possibility for a significant tornado. That's an EF2 or greater. But that doesn't mean our tornado chances are zero here, So we've got to watch that. Severe hail, not as likely. Could happen, but not as likely. The big threat, this is up to a 30% chance in the yellow. And really what's driving the enhanced risk is this 30 to 45% chance in the red. And that could, again, move a little further south or north and the hatched area there. So severe winds, looks like, will be the biggest hazard from this. So from the National Weather Service, the timing of the day, it's going to be very difficult to narrow down at this point. They could pop up. We may not have any during the day. But those that we do, I did make sure to ask the question, what if we do get storms during the day? Will that diminish our chances later? And the meteorologist that we were doing the conference with said, don't let your guard down during the overnight. Even if you do get storms during the daytime and you think, well, that's it. You've got to get all of this through here, and it's going to be late evening, overnight. We'll go through the timing in just a second. But storms could begin as early as in the morning, or they could wait until 12 o'clock, or they could be in a couple of different afternoon waves. So the biggest thing here, stay weather aware throughout the day tomorrow. Stay with us. We'll get you updates as need be. And again, share information with your friends and family about this. So what about the evening storms? The end show, if you will. What will come through, be possibly strong to severe, and then end our threat? What time would that be? And for our area, it looks like we are in the 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. time frame. I'm sorry, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. time frame. Okay? And just to kind of summarize all this, Sunday has the potential to be, as the National Weather Service mentions here, a high-impact day. All severe weather hazards possible. Got some flooding threats that will continue, and got to be weather aware here this Memorial Day weekend. All righty. So, always like to pop this on. I try to do my best to outline the county. There are so many new people that move into Rutherford County that may not know exactly where they are on a map. But this is us right here, okay? Not sure why this popped up there, but there we go. So find Rutherford County on the map, and you'll be good to go. So where is Rutherford County here on the radar where we have it zoomed in? It's right here. You'll see several more icons in Rutherford County because I've added some points of interest. So when we are diving in and taking a look at specific areas, it gives us landmarks. We're better at understanding places than we are necessarily, southwest Rutherford County, for instance. Okay, here's one of the models. We have the HRRR pulled up here, and it's one of the tools. This doesn't necessarily mean exactly where the storms are going to be, but it gives us a good idea of how the nature of them. Are they kind of small storms that are out to themselves, to kind of discrete, as it's called? Is it a line segment? Kind of what the storm modes could look like. So let's kind of take this out into the future a little bit. And this shows the possibility of a couple of little storms maybe popping up throughout the afternoon, but nothing too big. And as we go into 5 a.m., you can see a few more storms popping up here on the latest run of the HRRR. And then at about 8 in the morning, up in southern Kentucky, southwestern Kentucky, Paducah, in that area, some pretty good storms going on up there, maybe going through Clarksville. This particular model keeps most of the daytime stormage north of I-40, which would be north of our area here. This is 12 p.m. tomorrow. Here's 1 p.m. tomorrow. Now, this doesn't mean that the storm segments that you see up toward Clarksville and in Paducah couldn't be several miles to the south and affect us here in Rutherford County. It's just showing the scattered nature of storms mid-morning through the early afternoon hours. Here's 2 and 3 p.m. There's 4, 5, and by 6 o'clock, you see another surge coming out of the west of some storms. This shows at about 7 o'clock, Nashville down toward Franklin, and then in our area by 8 p.m. Now, remember, I mentioned earlier that 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the time frame for the end show, if you will. So this would be maybe our chance to get in on some strong to severe storm possibilities before the main line and look to the northwest in Paducah. That's 11 p.m. Here's 12 a.m., and you see more storms kind of forming to the south as well, where things maybe begin to meet up. But here's 1 a.m., there's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and by 5 in the morning on Monday shows it kind of on out of here, and the threat comes to a close. There is another model we can show you just to kind of give you an idea of some of the differences in how these models line up. So let's take a look at the NAM. We're going to have to go with not the latest run of that, just so we can go far enough out. Here's 3 a.m. in the morning, 4, 5, 6. So shows maybe some possibilities of some storms in Middle Tennessee about 8 o'clock. Here's 9, 10, 11. So this shows that storm activity that was a little further north shows it a little further south. That's what I was telling you a minute ago. You can't just really hone in on exactly where, but it does show some afternoon clearing. Could get some sunshine in here, and then it doesn't develop the storm activity in the 8 to 10 p.m. time frame, but this is quote unquote the main show, if you will. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on out of here. So both of the models pretty consistent. After about 4 to 5 in the morning, things should move on out and kind of clear on out here for us. Well, there you go. That is a very quick look at, well, I guess not so quick. We've been going for almost 15 minutes, but I did want to run all of that stuff by you there so you'd know. Share, like, subscribe. Tell your friends. Rutherford Weather will be tracking any severe storms that happen in Rutherford County. We'll give you the information. So again, this is Sunday, daytime. Those storms could be strong to severe. The later you get into the evening, the more dynamics kind of come into play that the tornado threat increases. So it won't be 0 earlier in the day, but not as likely. Those tornado chances do go up the later we get in the evening. But again, the primary threat for this system for our area is going to be damaging straight line winds, but the tornado threat definitely increases the later we go through the day. Again, like, subscribe, share, tell friends and neighbors, Facebook, X, YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel, RWCO Weather, at RWCO Weather on all of those platforms and on Twitch as well. And you can go to RutherfordWX.com as well to get information there from the website. It's got all of the links to the socials, and you can actually pull the website up, and Twitch is on there where you can actually just watch right there on the website. All righty, we'll have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to get through this. We're going to have a great Memorial Day, it looks like. A little cooler, and hopefully a little calmer weather here for just a little bit. Take a big, deep breath and enjoy the summer. All right, friends, we'll be back if needed, and have a great weekend and stay safe out there.